May the Triple Gem bless you all. This is our second lesson. From our previous lesson, we discussed about the 3 periods of time. I hope you can remember it. We discussed the past, present, future as the 3 periods of time. And we discussed that the past has gone, the future has not come yet, and only the present moment exists. Only the qualities, energies, and vibrations can be felt during the present moment. But we create all the physical and mental things in our mind as a psychological phenomena by comparing the present moment with the gone past. Today, I just try to explain you about the relativity of this world. What is the relativity? Have you ever heard about the relativity? I think you might be. Relativity is the word for how things only have importance in relation to other things. In physics, relativity refers to Einstein's theory that time and space are not absolute. Albert Einstein has introduced the theory of relativity by using 2 theories. The first one is the theory of general relativity and the second one is the theory of special relativity. The central idea in general relativity is the principle of equivalence. I think it is better to describe here the special relativity rather than the general relativity. The special relativity says that time slows down or speeds up depending on how fast you move relative to something else. Approaching the speed of light, a person inside a spaceship would age much slower than his twin at home. So like that, the theory of special relativity explains the relativity of the time. With these scientific facts, we can come to a conclusion. What is that? The whole world is a relative concept. I want to just show you the scientific evidence to this matter. Well, now I am going to explain this with Buddhism. It is a wonder that Lord Buddha has explained these facts 2600 years ago. He has explained that the whole world is a psychological concept as we always associate a relativity. Well, let's clear this idea. We all have accepted some things in the world as the best things and some things as the worst things. For an example, we have selected some people as the best people and some films as the best films and some books as the best books. So, how did you select them as the best ones? You selected them as the best ones relative to others. If there was nothing like the worst ones, the best ones also may not be. So think wisely. This is the procedure which we continue during our whole lifetime. We always compare things with others and we get conclusions about them relative to others. This is our life. If I present another few examples, we live today relative to the yesterday. And when you are engaging in any kind of activity, it is relative to the previous one. For an example, if we consider a moment of eating a chocolate, we eat chocolate relative to the moment that we don't or didn't eat chocolate. And also, when you are running relative to the moment of you are not running. And you are hearing this program relative to the moment when you are not hearing. So eating, running, looking, hearing, learning, all these activities are a relative. Not only these activities, but also if we consider another kind of examples, you are a doctor relative to those who are not. You are an engineer relative to those who are not. And you are a policeman relative to those who are not. You are a teacher relative to those who are not. As well as you are a parent of a particular child relative to those who are not. And you are a child of a particular parent relative to those who are not. So at last, I can say you are a human being relative to those who are not. As well as you are the particular person known as I relative to others. So relativity is a major reason for the egoism. We have labeled some things as mine relative to others' things. This is my house. This is my school. He is my son. He is my husband. He is my wife. He is my teacher. Likewise, I think now you can understand that all these things are a relative. So what is the use of knowing these facts regarding relativity? My dear colleagues, if something is a relative, it may not be an absolute truth. So now you can understand that the whole world is a relative. That means the whole world is not an absolute truth. A human being is a part of the whole called by us as the universe, a part limited in time and space. We can experience our thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of our consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and affection for a few people nearest us. Therefore, our task must be to free ourselves from this prison. Well, that means we should understand this relativity. Absolutely, because of this relativity, we have got cheated to this world. We have labeled some things as mine. But are there anything those can be owned as mine absolutely? No. We have labeled them as mine relative to others. I have a mother. She is my mother relative to others. Others are not my mothers. That's why she is my mother. I have a house. That is my house because other houses are not mine. So, is this egoism a real one? No, it is a relativity. It is an illusion. We always compare the present moment with the gone past, and we come to conclusions. By comparing the present with the past, we have to experience only a relativity. Lord Buddha has explained this. According to the Buddhist philosophy, we can feel only the present qualities, but usually we compare those present qualities with the past. After that, usually we use a language to explain those compared qualities. Therefore, normally the whole language is a comparison. It is a relative. If we can feel the present qualities, it will not cause any relativity. But if we try to explain them, we have to associate a relative. That means the present moment can be explained with words. It includes qualities, energies, and vibrations. Those energies and vibrations has made of reasons. With the help of those reasons, those energies and vibrations arise. And with the cessation of those reasons, those energies and vibrations will also cease. So the present moment does not include any other feature except those qualities. That means the present moment is not an everlasting one because it has made of energies and vibrations which arise and cease together with the reasons. Normally, the lifespan of the energies and vibrations are very short. So this world is such a relative phenomenon. The whole world has made with energies and vibrations. Those energies and vibrations has made up with the help of the reasons. Normally, those energies and vibrations arise together with the reasons and they cease with the cessation of the reasons. And they do not exist for a long time. Their lifespan is very short. Here I should mention that when we talking about the lifespan of those energies and vibrations, again we belong to the relativity. Because when we are saying it is very short time period, there should be something long. Again, it is a relative. That's why I said earlier, when we are using a language, automatically we associate a relative. These energies and vibrations are not relative. They are absolute truths. They do not own a language which belongs to the relativity. Their language is the universal language. That universal language may not belong to the relativity. Now, I think you have an idea about this world. I would like to give an example to understand this idea very clearly. Now you are listening this Dhamma discussion. When I was saying that, I associated a relative because you didn't hear this program before, but now you are hearing. That means I said that you are hearing this relative to the moment when you are not hearing this. As well as if I asked you a question, who are hearing this program, you may answer that I am hearing. So who is hearing? I. That is also a relative. Is there any person like I? No. I am hearing relative to others who are not hearing. It is the rough idea that I want to emphasize during this discussion. As well as then I explained about this matter with the Buddhist philosophy. Let's consider the above example again. When we take the incident hearing, it is only a vibration. If we did not compare that action or vibration with the past, we will not be able to give a name to that action. If we associate only the present moment, we will not belong to a relativity. As well as that vibration or action arise with more reasons. Think, if we consider it roughly, you want an electrical device to hear this. You want the internet facilities to hear this. You want the electricity to hear this. As well as you want a free time to hear this. Especially, you want a good ear to hear this. So like that, the action known as hearing arises with the help of more reasons. Imagine if your data package was over while you are listening, what will happen? You will not be able to perform the action known as listening furthermore. So, with the cessation of reasons, all the actions, vibrations and energies will cease. As well as there is no person like I who are listening. Always you are alternating with the alternation of the reasons. Now you are not the person who was here at the beginning of this program. We discuss this matter later. So, my dear colleagues, I want to emphasize that the whole world is a relative. Our whole life is a relative. We always associate a relative. We should get rid of this. We have got cheated to this illusion. If something is a relative, it is not an absolute one. So, if this world is a relative, it is also not an absolute one. So, what is the use of associating this deceptive world? So, please try to understand the reality of this world. Try to see the world according to the theory of reason and effect. As I discussed above, the whole world is a collection of energies and vibrations. These energies and vibrations arise together with reasons and as well as they cease together with the cessation of those reasons. So, how can we compare the present energies and vibrations with the past? The past has gone now. We can't feel the past. It is not fair to compare present qualities with the gone past. You can't feel the past physically. You can feel the past only psychologically. So, what is the use of associating a psychological concept? Please try to understand this truth. We all are associating a deceptive world. We have got cheated to it. Please try to get rid of this cheat. Please try to get rid of this illusion. Please try to see the whole world according to the theory of reason and effect. Then you will never belong to a relativity. Then you will be able to liberate from the cycle of samsara or cycle of birth and death one day. So, my dear colleagues, I want to present one idea at the end of this discussion. Sri Lankan Buddhists are protecting this valuable truth. They are protecting it not only for them but also for all world inhabitants. So, please be kind enough to let them perform their noble task freely. Please be kind enough to not to disturb them. They are protecting this ultimate reality for you, for all world inhabitants. So please give your noble support to them to protect this noble truth. Please learn this ultimate reality. Please try to understand the reality of this world. This is the end of our second lesson, and our next lesson will be on the human body. Please try to memorize all activities, all the things as the effects of the reasons until the next lesson. May Lord Buddha bless you all.